We see them in the games, we see their highlights, and we see their lowlights. But who are they? That's the question we seek to answer here in this podcast, a quick chat. We've already chatted to a good number of the squad so far, and we will be continuing today talking to Zero, and we will get to know who they are. So, thank you for joining me, Zero, for this quick chat. How's your day going?
Been pretty good. Just chilling a bit and playing some Overwatch.
Nice, nice. Have there been any scrims today, or was it just like comp?
Just comp, no scrims today.
Right, okay. Talking to some of the other squad, they seem to be quick play warriors. Are you? Do you lean more comp or do you lean more quick play?
Definitely more comp.
Right, okay. Did the games go well today?
Yeah, won some, lost some.
Yeah, it is what it is. Before we get further, first off, I do have to confess, because of the Discord name you had at the time, last week I called you Beryl rather than Zero. So apologies for that one.
No worries.
When did you decide that Zero would be your username? Was that like early on or was that more recent?
It was back on console, and I used to have like a longer name, but like probably like 10 or 11, I made this like clan, and it was actually with Snowdrop as well. So it was like Zero, and then it would be like my name, and then it was like Zero Snowdrop. But like my name was really long, so I kind of changed it to just like Zero, and then Snow eventually just removed the Zero himself.
Oh, okay. So you kind of like converged into two different identities there. No, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So you've been playing with Snowdrop for a while then.
Yep.
Nice, yeah. Because both of you are Norwegian. So is that how you kind of met then, or
Yeah,
did it just happen?
we did. I mean, I met him online back when I was probably 2017, around early there, for some other friends.
Nice, nice. And in terms of like both of you making onto this squad, Johan tells it like he's Nick Fury putting together the Chill Vengers essentially. How did you find yourself on this team?
I was on Gambit previously, and we made it to Masters this season. But Snow messaged me early on saying that hey, we might potentially be looking for on the Flex DPS. But he told me like it's gonna be a chill team, and I was kind of been like burned out a bit because like I have more stuff to do now, so I kind of want to like lay back a bit, and I was like, yeah, bro, that sounds perfect.
Okay, okay. So you were looking to kind of lay back a bit, not maybe go super hard. Well, why was that? Were you feeling a bit burned out, or what was the reason?
Yeah, I felt a bit burnt out and like double blocking every day for a month, it just have a toll on you.
Yeah, double blocking for any amount of time, that'll definitely take its toll. That kind of seems like a lot of the players were at a stage of burnout before Quick, so this is the perfect environment for someone who's feeling some burnout then to be on a chiller team. Has that kind of like dealt with the burnout? Do you feel like a bit more relaxed now? Like you're not too like pressured, I suppose?
Yeah, definitely. Like at the start, I didn't even want to like play comp and kind of just wanted to like not play Overwatch at all. But now like I'm kind of getting that grind again, and I want to compete. So it's definitely
Yeah.
helped.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so I've definitely been there before. I've never had like double block sessions or anything like that, obviously. But when you play one thing or do one thing so much so often, you get to that like edge of like, all right, it's either going to be all over now and I retire, or I like step back. So, perfect team to be on. We've not seen you too much in the official games. Are you playing more in scrims?
Yeah, but I used to play Atlas for double flex DPS, but there was a bug on Atlas, so Faceit removed the map, so it's kind of like a bit unlucky.
Oh damn! Yeah. Yeah, because it was Venture, wasn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah, Venture on Atlas. That's a what game was that again? I forget. Was that against
Peps, I think.
Peps? Yeah, that was Peps. Yeah, that was Peps. What's the bug? Is there literally a hole in the map? Is that the issue?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
there was a big goal.
Damn, you burrowed too hard as Venture and broke the map. That's what happened. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Are you trying to like find other ways to bring you in then other than Atlas? Then maybe see if there's other strategies.
Yeah, we're always testing for new comps and etc. So I'll have to see.
Okay, okay. And outside of the game, then, what else have you got going on? Are you studying? Are you working? Are you all in on Overwatch? What are you doing?
I work.
Work. Yeah. Okay. And how? What's that like? Work-life balance then, like being at work, having your own personal life, and playing in OWCS.
It does have like a toll on like how much you can actually like play the game and grind. Because before like you could play comp way more, but now I get home from work and then I'll have to instantly jump into a scrim and then you don't really have much time left of the day.
Hmm. Yeah, because especially like if you go from work into scrims and then you need to go to bed to get to work the next day, and yeah, it can get a bit rough, but it seems like the mentality of this team is very open, and it seems like you guys are able to talk to each other about these kind of things and then stay open. Is that what it's like for you? Like it feels very open for you to be able to talk to people.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very open and like trusted team and like if you have an issue, you can always just talk about it.
Nice, nice. And we've talked a little bit how like yourself and Snowdrop, you're both Norwegian, and when I think of like Norwegian Overwatch players, I think like Onigods, Psycho, a few others. Is making a name for yourself and becoming recognized as one of the better players in Norway. Is that something you think about at all?
Yeah, it's definitely been a goal of mine to like compete if there ever was like a future World Cup, you know, it's definitely like a goal.
So if there was a World Cup, you definitely want to get in and play for Norway then.
Yeah, definitely. It would be a huge opportunity.
They need to bring World Cup back. It's such a good event. When was the last one? 2023. It was so good. Did you try out for Norway in 2023?
No, I wasn't scrimming back then at all.
No, yeah, because you've not too long been playing competitively. The team you've all been on for most of it that I've seen is Yuri Mirai. What was that team like then?
It was like a really fun team, and I don't think it started off as serious, but like we grew as a team a lot, and I was on a team for like 6 months, and we played a LAN together and everything, and we grew a lot as a team and made it into masters, etc.
Okay, so where did the team begin then before Masters?
It was in expert, I'm quite sure. Yeah, it was an
Hmm.
expert, and we did like pretty good one of the seasons. But then we made like we like really like grew up in the Mago meta, I guess, and we were like really good at like a
Mm.
specific comp. And then when the master qualifier came, we made it and we did like pretty good.
So you said it kind of started as maybe more of a chill team and then got like maybe a bit more competitive. So what was that kind of change up like? Did you kind of recognize, hey, we're getting pretty good at this? Should we maybe like lock in and push ourselves more? What was that kind of change like for you?
Yeah, definitely. Like we did start scrimming more at a point, and it was like kind of like the team got more serious, you know. In the start, it was always like vibes and friends, but like even towards the end, we were always just friends and like jokes, and it
Hmm.
was always a good time.
So in that case, was that you like your first kind of longer term team playing competitively then?
Mm. It wasn't my first team. I think my first team was last year summer, and it was like my first experience to like grinding kind of.
Right. Okay. Uh, in that case, what was the kind of motivation for you to go from like just playing Overwatch to kind of moving into playing more competitively?
Mm. It was originally Snow who kind of brought me into scrimming on PC because I've had like experience on console with scrimming, but I've
Hmm.
taken a couple of breaks on PC and stuff, and like I watched Snow play scrims, and like randomly he has to go eat or something, so I get dragged into the scrim and I play. I just ring kind of, and it kind of
Hmm.
like gave me this excitement to like okay play with a team and improve, you know. And so ever since then I've wanted to like improve as an individual and grow.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, you and Snow have known each other before you were even scrimming then. So that kind of, I suppose, friendship goes far back. How does it feel to be on a team in OWCS with Snow? Like looking back at your history with them.
A lot of great moments for sure, and it's always fun to have him next to me.
Hmm. It kind of changes things when you've got someone by your side who's been your buddy for a while and you're kind of like in it together.
Uh,
Um, uh, I guess what do you remember what your first scrim was like? So was your first scrim on console then?
mm, yeah, I think it was around console, but it wasn't like anything serious. I mean, it was like a high level, but nothing ever really came off it. We didn't like play CGL or anything like that.
Right, right. That was going to be my next question if you played CGL. Um, ha- when you started playing Overwatch, was that in 2016? When did you start actually playing Overwatch?
It was around late 2016, I think.
hmm hmm And you started on console, yeah.
Yep.
Were you always naturally good at it, or did you first maybe place a bit lower and then kind of learn?
I think I was always naturally good. I mean, in the first like 5 seasons of Overwatch 1, I was like almost GM, but
Mm,
like after that, I kind of stopped caring and I would only play with like friends from school and stuff. And I would like, I just didn't care about comps. I just demoted to like Diamond and Platinum. I just stopped caring and like kind of went more chill. But then eventually, like I picked it up again. And like when I started trying again, like I just naturally hit the higher ranks.
right, I see. Okay, so you did start quite kind of good, but then you put less of a focus on it, just kind of focus more on like having fun in that case, and then kind of got back to it. What year was it then you started actually like scrimming then?
It was last year. It was last year summer, I think. I was
hmm
probably earlier around then. But it was in like the summer where I remember we had like a full summer of double blocking. And like this was my first team. So it was definitely an
Right.
experience.
Yeah, right into the fire immediately, kind of boot camp type double blocks. Was that on PC then as well? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was that kind of first experience when you kind of first started? Do you remember what your first scrim was like?
Mm, not too much, but I do remember like it was a trial and I did do like good. I mean, I was like around the same rank as everyone on the team, but I just didn't have much experience when it came to like scrimming.
Right, okay. And compared to the others then, were you kind of like taking in their experience as well and kind of soaking that in to learn?
Yeah, definitely. I was always like willing to learn, and I always asked like the coaches question because I always wanted to learn and like think on my own, you know?
Hmm. So last summer, that's when we started scrimming, and now OWCS. That's a very short turnaround for anyone. Do you feel any degree of pressure because of that, or do you see it as more of like a kind of a challenge?
Mm, I've always been like very dedicated, so it's like always pressure to perform, you know? Because when you're playing on the big stage, you do get nervous, and it's kind of like, okay, do I deserve to be here? But I've been double blocking summers on end and self folding and doing everything in my power to like improve. So I do think like the grind definitely pays off.
Yeah, for sure. Consistency is one of the most important things with getting better. So the grind, the understanding that it's a curve that goes like this. Like it's not a flat line. Like you have to just keep being consistent, and you might not see improvements until a certain point, and then it just kind of builds from there. And that kind of mindset's that's what sets apart someone who is going to improve versus someone who isn't. So it's good to have that. Talking about improving, apparently you might not be as good at chess as you are at Overwatch. I heard that during a team scrim time where everyone was playing chess in the park, apparently you missed checkmate in one. How did that happen?
Um, I was not looking like openly, I guess you could say, and I was like too focused on this one move, and I missed the most obvious checkmate in one. But I will say, I won the game, so that's all I'm gonna say. I won the
Okay.
game.
Well, I think that's what matters, right? Who
Yeah,
cares that you miss checkmate if you eventually get it anyway?
exactly.
You're just dragging out the time, right? You wanted more time to play. That's what it was. That's what we'll say. Do you play any other games outside of Overwatch, either competitively or like just in kind of your downtime?
Yeah, I do swap between games because sometimes it's like nice to have a break when like you're kind of feeling burnt out. Like I play anything from Apex to modded Minecraft to just chill games, just to like
Okay.
take a break.
All right. Well, I gotta ask. I always like to dip into Minecraft when I need a chill. What kind of like mod packs do you play?
I played a bit of Texit, a bit of
Mm.
Pixelmon, and just some like Hypixel and such.
Yeah, yeah. I love a bit of Texit. I'm an old head, so I remember the old Tekkit as well, like going way back with all the pipes. I started playing a new game called Vintage Story, which is kind of like if Minecraft was a little bit more realistic, but was still blocks, which is quite fun. In terms of like Apex, is that a game you play to maybe be a bit more competitive in? Have you ever like tried competitively with Apex, or is that still more of a chill game?
It's more of a chill game, but I do still play comp, and like I did hit like diamond or something, but I was never really serious about it.
Right, yeah. So yeah, more playing a bit of comp and not like actually like trying to progress competitively, I guess then.
Yeah,
Um you've went to a LAN before. You went to Good LAN. That was with it was Yuri Mirai, wasn't it? That you went there with I think Evil was on the team as well, right? What
yep.
was being in a LAN like?
It was really good. It was a really fun experience that I'll never forget. Like just meeting up with everyone that you've been playing with for like the last 6 months. It's a
Mhm.
really good experience.
Yeah. Whereabouts was Good LAN located?
It was in Paris.
Paris. Oh yes, of course, yes. Now the environment of being there in a LAN is just so different when you see everyone like lined up with their PCs, and you just feel the energy as well, and you get to actually put faces to usernames as well. It is good. Did you get out to Stockholm last year to watch the finals?
No, unfortunately I didn't, but I did want to go. But
Hmm.
I'll definitely go this year.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I mean, you could end up on stage. You never know.
Maybe.
uh, maybe. I mean, you guys come up with such interesting compositions. It's so funny to watch the casters kind of be completely confused on what they're seeing. What was it that weekend there? There was like Winston, Moira, Lucio, Reaper. I forget who else it was, and just hearing Mr. X be like try to explain what's happening is so funny. You might actually hit gold. Is that fun? I mean, it must be quite different on this team coming up with very weird compositions to see how much you can push the envelope compared to like just playing hard meta.
Yeah, it's always fun testing limits, and especially when you're gonna play against teams like Alcacia, because you know that they're like double blocking every day and trying as hard. But when you're not really trying that much, you just want to have fun. Like asking Lidl for a Widow duel and then he denies you, like jokes like that.
I did see that. I did see that in the match chat afterwards. That Hollywood game, I think, will go down in history as one of the games of Overwatch of all time for sure.
That was
um,
crazy.
no, that was great, and what I just love the comms as well. You know, like the release comms of Quick Esports, it's like going like diving the third spawn with Moira. It's etched into my brain now. I think it makes it fun though, especially for viewers. There's a lot of people that are interested in the team because of that vibe. Obviously, most teams are going to be like pushing themselves, maybe like trying to adapt to the meta more, where teams that kind of have their own style, they kind of pick up a bit more attention. And it's definitely always fun to watch. Um, in that case, like looking at where you're at right now and where you could go from here, what are your kind of like goals, specific goals with Overwatch?
Mm, if I can keep improving, then I'll definitely want to like keep trying my hardest. But I can't fully commit because I always have to prioritize like life and work and stuff. But
Hmm.
I'll definitely try to improve and keep grinding in my all. And I'm using Quick Esports, even though I'm a sub player. I'm using all the resources I can from like PNR, who's a great coach, who's been like helping me learn, and all of these. Like the team is just helping me grow as an individual person just by like being on the team.
That's good to hear because even though you're not getting like maybe playtime and officials or whatever, you're still making the most of it. Then you're still in there, you're still listening, you're using the resources. You're not just kind of like sitting back and being like a backbencher essentially, you're still focused then. So what's that like in terms of these resources and PNR as a coach? What's that been like for you in terms of your learning?
Oh, it's been really great. I mean, I always watch every scrim, and I always look at Evil's POV and other flex DPSs. Like if we're scrimming against some Koreans, I'll always try to like take notes and learn from people who are like better than me. And if I like struggle on certain maps, like if I'm playing Atlas, I can always just ask PNR, "Hey, do you mind looking at this map?" And he'll always help me. And it's really great, like having the opportunity to ask for help and get it.
100%. There's a saying, it's more about like research, but it also applies to learning, which is like stand on the shoulders of giants. The idea of like, if you're with someone who has more experience or has a skill set in something where you're maybe not as strong at, it's always great to like watch them, learn from them, ask them questions. And it sounds like that's what you're doing, which is very good then. What's the scrim blocks like with Quick then? How many double blocks are there versus other teams that you've been on before?
It's definitely less, but it is like a chill team, and I knew that coming into the team.
Hmm.
We did scrim a bit more for like teams like Good Guys and Peps because they were like more of the like the beatable teams, you know. So we
Hmm.
did try more on those teams.
Hmm. Hmm. And it's kind of more of a curiosity. How do you feel about the actual game itself right now? Obviously, it's had a bit of a roller coaster over the last couple of years. A lot of people are like, and myself included, kind of feel like we're in a kind of a an incline again. We're getting back to somewhere we're at. How do you feel about the actual game of Overwatch right now?
I think it's been really fun with just Wu Yang, new heroes, and like the meta is not constantly the same. I think we're like Orchard is in a really good state.
100%, and you can feel that as well. There used to be so much negativity surrounding the game, and but like the devs are constantly pushing it. I know that they've said that there's a big like update coming at the start of next year. If you could like fantasy develop a big update for Overwatch, what would you do?
Mm, it's hard to say. Probably add like a new hero, of course. I think like heroes are always fun. Maybe change up like the comp scene and just like add something new to like keep it fresh, you know? Because if the game is
Hmm.
too still for long, then it kind of gets boring.
Hmm. 100%. I remember playing during the period of the content drought where there was nothing for years, and we knew they were developing Overwatch 2, and there was like maybe an update once every 3 months, and it would change like one integer of one character or something.
Yeah, I
We're
remember that.
we're very far removed from that, at least. That's the good thing. And now the big question I've been asking everyone at the end of every interview: if you had unlimited money and resources and you were putting together a EMEA super team, you can choose 5 players and put them in a role. Who are you getting on this team and what role?
I'll get Siad for tank. Probably a pretty basic answer, but he's
Hmm.
young and has crazy potential. Mm, For Flex DPS, I have to keep the pick rate 100%. I'm sorry. I know you probably wanted me to pick something else, but it has to be Caster. It's got to
Yep.
be him.
Uh-huh.
For hit scan, it's tough. Libdal and Quartz are both like really crazy, but I'll have to go with Quartz.
Hmm.
For main support, I'll say Funny Astro. Mm, And I know for flex support, Snow said Landon, but I think that's cheating, no, because he's from America.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
he kind of cheated.
Oh wow, okay. Didn't even think about that. Is Landon located in America?
Oh, not right now, but he's from America. I'm quite sure.
Hmm. Okay, we'll have to look into that. Maybe we'll have to jail Snow for that decision.
You might have to.
uh, what was your last support then?
It's tough. There aren't too many flex supports, I feel like, right now. There are a lot of Korean flex support imports. I
Hmm.
might just go with like Canale or something.
Yeah, Canale. Canale's a good option. Um,
Definitely.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I didn't expect anything else than Kevster to get 100%. It's going to be really interesting to see if anyone has the bravery to not have Kevster on their team. But no, yeah, very strong team. We'll have to at the end of this like get a sheet and see everyone's teams next to each other, and then maybe we can do like a vote on who has the best team or something like that. Before we wrap up, do you have any like final words or anything? Is there anything that we've not talked about that you'd like to bring up or anything like that?
Not really. I'll just say when times are tough, just keep going. You gotta push
I
for
love
it.
that. I love that. I love that so much. When times are tough, that's when you really get tested, and you just have to know that if you are always true to yourself. Here's a phrase that I came up with a couple weeks ago. Um, to live honestly is to truly live. That's the idea that I came up with a couple months ago, and it's just worked. And if you just continue being true to yourself, life is just going to be a lot easier, and you make it less hard for yourself. Um,
Absolutely.
I love ending on a little philosophy conversation. But thank you for joining us for this quick chat. It's been nice to get to know you a bit more. We'll let you get to the rest of your night. For everyone else, check us on Wednesday, where we will have Evil on. And then next week we'll have more guests, but Evil will be on Wednesday. We'll be starting roughly half an hour later than we usually do. So definitely check out for that and keep up to date with Quick Esports on the socials. And of course, always check in when they have an official game. We always try and co-cast as well when a game's on. Do you know what games does Quick have this weekend? Do you know?
It might be TM or Vision, if I remember.
Right. Okay. Well, keep your eyes out for that and see how the Quick Esports push the boundaries of comps and Overwatch itself. But thank you for listening, everyone, and don't forget to laugh loud and love yourselves. Good night.